Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks. Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast that hates on things that teenage girls love. I'm Dan O'Keefe, and joining me as always is Anna Otto. Anna, how are you?
I'm good, Dan. What's a thing that I hate that teenage girls like? Low-rise jeans, I think, are making a comeback from last I heard. I am not a fan of those. How about you?
I'm Googling things teenage girls like because, the hair. The haircut that guys have, that like teenage boys have. Oh,
that's pretty rough. Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Like the weird like cloud of hair for bangs.
It looks like somebody put a hat on and let their hair stick out the bottom for too long.
Yeah, not into that.
No.
Things teenage girls like is just giving me a gift guide, and that's not helpful. I want to know like what they like in their heart, what they like in other. Ooh, okay. Quora.com. What do most teenage girls like? There no answer to this?
Yeah, because nobody knows.
Okay. No, that's what do today's teenage girls want to know? None of these are answers. Okay, wait, here we go. Hi, I can't speak for everyone on here, but I can tell you a lot of things I like. I'm 14 for reference. This was 2 years ago, so I assume she is 16 now.
This sounds like a cop, but go on.
Okay. Shopping/thrifting.
Okay, me too.
I literally love going to places with people and walking around the stores and buying new clothes or skincare.
Okay, but like I like those things. I like doing that.
I
like
love
to bake.
baking sweets and giving them to people/eating them for myself.
Okay, period.
I'm 2 for 2 so far.
Mm-hmm.
Karaoke.
Okay.
Okay. I can kind of sing, so it gives karaoke an extra edge for me. But I love jamming out. Even if I sound like shit. Bahaha!
That's kind of a mood, though. Like, so far, we're on the same page, girl.
3 for 3. Okay, there's a lot more here than I thought, so I'm going to speed through these.
Okay, that's fine. Just pick one more. Oh, I love face masks.
Doing other people's makeup.
Ooh, that's a little hard. I don't love doing other people's makeup, but guess I'm more of a teen girl than I thought.
Ooh, I don't understand. I don't know what this sentence means. Writing. I love creative writing and is one of my favorite hobbies. I actually want to get a journalism degree when I go to college because it's especially Finn. What is Finn?
Like, I think it's fun, but she spelled it wrong.
Oh. And then, okay. I think I know why we're relating to this young woman.
What year was this written?
This was written 2 years ago, but the next one is theater.
Oh, you've said enough. I've heard enough.
I'm huge into acting because I like reading and writing. It takes you out of the world you're in and places you into a new one where you don't have to deal with your problems anymore. Oh,
Dan,
honey, are you okay?
That was a little sad. But let's just put it this way. If she wasn't a theater girly, I think that we would not have related to her.
She also loves Just Dance/horror video games.
Okay, period. Me too.
So
I
thank you
to Just Dance.
Thank you to Sophie from Quora.com for explaining to us what teenage girls like.
I know what girls like boys like me. I know what boys like girls like me. Do you know the song?
I know what boys like. I know what guys want.
Not the same.
Well, I don't know what song you were singing.
Oh, it was from Teen Beach Movie. The iconic Disney masterpiece.
The iconic Disney masterpiece. What a great transition, because we're speaking about another Disney. That's really the only word that I can pull from that sentence. Peace.
Disney peace.
Today we're talking about Twitches also.
Yes, to itch.
Why is it TOO?
Maybe they're saying like, hey, this movie's also Twitches, by the way.
You know
like,
that movie that you liked? we took basically the same thing, shook it around a little bit. It's Twitches again.
Once again, it's like when you're on SNL, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Twitches.
The Weekend.
Yes, thank you for getting that.
I wish they would have kept going with this series just so we could see what they would have done with the titles.
Well, Gage said there was supposed to be another one, but it got panned and canceled or something like that.
Oh, no. Really? Oh. It's such a shame. I mean, there were 10 books of this.
I know. When we found that out, the pants were pooped. Because Gage was like, I think you would have liked this when you were younger. Like, you probably would have loved these books. I was like, yeah, maybe. And then he goes, there were 10. And I said, never mind.
I would have been so in. If there were, like, I didn't read, like, the Magic Treehouse books. There were all of those. I didn't read all of those, but if there was a series that I could power through, oh boy, was I going to do it.
Well, I'm just embarrassed to admit that I didn't really get into reading until 8th grade when a certain monstrosity was released on this earth. Can you guess? Oh, wait, before you guess, let me just preface it by saying, 1, we've covered it on this podcast, and 2, my mom said that she tried to read it so she could, like, talk to me about what I enjoyed so much, but she couldn't get through the first chapter. Dan, what series is this?
Twilight.
How did you know?
Because I tried reading it, and I couldn't get through the first chapter.
Part of me's like, what if I read it again now? Would that take the magic away? Like, of the experience from my youth?
What was your previous experience with Twitches? And has that magic been taken away by rewatching them?
Yes, because I used to watch it with a friend around Halloween, and we'd always, like, have a little gathering, just the two of us, and hang out and, like, have snacks and have fun. And I haven't done that in years because I had a falling out with that friend, unfortunately. And
invite her back. That's it. Like, no context, no explanation, no, sorry, we had a falling out. No.
just Twitches.
Just Twitches.
I think you're right. Twitches is the olive branch.
Yes. So, Twitches 2, written by Daniel Berenson, once again directed by Stuart Gillard, starring Tia and Tamara Mowry, Kristen Wilson, Patrick Fabian, Kevin Jubenville, Chris Gallagher, and a different actress
I was
as Ileana.
Screaming when I saw her fall out of the sky. I was like, that's not my girl. That's not
the first
Jacqueline
Twitches,
shit.
Jennifer Robertson played Ileana. She's
Thumbs
now
down.
played by Leslie Sealer.
Thumbs down.
I was watching Monday Night Football last night, and there was a Progressive commercial on. And I noticed that the actress who was playing the mom in the Progressive commercial was Jennifer Robertson.
Really?
Yeah. Totally innocuous role, but hey, she's getting work.
She's getting that bread. You know, Progressive, all these Flow commercials, they got money to spend. This is almost... Did you see... They said Donna Kelsey, she was at one game for her sons with Taylor Swift, and the next she was sitting next to Jake from State Farm, and they're like the same level of fame.
Yeah, my boss was also at that game where Jake from State Farm was, and he was sitting one section away from them.
Did he see Jake?
He did. He went to the bathroom, and they were both in the bathroom at the same time, and he went to him as they were washing their hands, and he was like, hey, I don't want to be weird, but are you Jake from State Farm? He was like, yeah. And then he got a picture with him.
Considering the man was wearing a fucking State Farm jacket, but okay.
Yeah, right.
I get it. I still would have asked too. It's like when you go to the store and somebody has a name tag and you still go, excuse me, do you work here? Like,
yeah.
Same energy.
Excuse me, Mark. Is your name Mark?
Literally.
Thank you.
God.
So Twitches 2 was, it says it had a budget of $26.5 million. There's no way it had a budget above $2 million.
I feel like they spent most of that money on, like, craft services.
Maybe.
Because there's no other logical explanation for why.
The shadows are better in this movie than they were in the first. They actually look like shadows.
I guess. Yeah. Well, Disney upped the budget a hair, so...
Yeah, originally airing on October 12th, 2007, it scored 6.96 million viewers in its first night.
I was one of them.
And the lead-out show afterwards was the premiere of what show?
I'm going to guess, since it was Waverly College that they were attending, that it was Wizards of Waverly Place.
You are 100% correct.
Period.
Look at that.
I think I've said this before, but I also, I'm obsessed with Selena Gomez. I think she's the most beautiful woman on earth. And I was really into that show when I was growing up. Like, definitely kept up with Wizards of Waverly Place far longer than I should have.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I remember I watched the premiere. I watched this when it came out, and then I watched the premiere of Wizards of Waverly Place afterwards, and I was like, hooked. Mm-hmm. David Henry's in this? Ugh.
He has nice
Love
arms
him.
on that
He
show.
does.
I remember thinking that.
You teenage girl.
I was not that. I was literally 12.
You were...
In 2007?
Yeah, you were 12.
Fall?
I was going to say
Yeah.
you 14-year-old.
Not that old.
No. Not that old yet. This beat out... It was the number one thing on basic cable that night, beating out the National League Championship Series.
Period. All the dads had to turn their TVs over to their children.
Yeah, it was game 2 of the NLCS between... Can you guess the teams?
NLCS, what sport is that? National League.
Baseball.
Oh, okay. 2007?
Yes. As if the year matters.
I'm guessing. The Giants?
No.
San Francisco? Okay. Then
That's
I don't
still
know.
the Giants.
Yeah, no,
it
I'm
is
saying.
the Colorado Rockies beating the Arizona Diamondbacks 3-2 in 11 innings.
Or at least I knew it was the West Coast. I just
That's
need to
true.
come inland.
I'm shocked that you knew it was the West Coast.
I didn't. I just think I saw the Giants playing in a championship game one time, and so now I'm like, they've been like in every finals, right? They've always been in the World Series.
Well, 2010, 2012, and 2014, they won the World Series, so...
Okay, I was on the right track, period.
You were. Period.
I know things.
That you do. Do you remember watching Twitches also for the first time?
No, but I know I did. Just because I remember when Wizards... I remember seeing the ads for this growing up. And I remember, like, wanting to see it. And I remember Wizards of Waverly Place being a big deal. So,
Yes.
I remember all that. Because I think this was around the time... I'm trying to think. I don't know. I can't remember if this was when Selena Gomez got her first TV show. I think she'd been in other stuff on Disney Channel, like as a walk-on star before. Because I think this is around when I'm trying to circumvent. I don't remember.
Selena Gomez had been on Hannah Montana.
That's what I thought. Okay, yes. She'd been on Hannah Montana. She was dating Nick Jonas. So I wanted to watch it because I knew that she and Nick Jonas were a thing. Yeah, this is all. I think this is playing out correctly. I don't remember actually watching it.
Was it Nick Jonas or Joe Jonas?
She was with Nick. Demi was with Joe.
Demi was with Joe Jonas. I saw a TikTok of the tour for Camp Rock 2 where Joe had broken up with her during the tour. And then they had to go out and perform.
Joe's kind of a pee-pee head about breakups.
I don't know what makes you say that.
Nothing.
What in recent news has gotten you to believe that?
Literally nothing. Definitely not the fact that Sophie's staying at Taylor Swift's house.
The drum,
I know. I could go on forever. This could become a Taylor Swift drama podcast. I'm sorry to our listeners.
What do you think that this has? There are 4 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes from critics. 2 are positive, 2 are negative.
That's a high amount of positives.
1 is from the Los Angeles Times. The trusty themes, personal responsibility, the sanctity of friendship and family, self-trust, are all too pat and obvious here. The
It's for
personal
children.
journey The personal journey is not so much a journey as a jaunt through predictable plot points and a few minor special effects.
I feel like you can't call a children's movie predictable. Because of course it is. It's for children who haven't seen it before.
Wow, this is at like a peak of anti-Disney Channel like tiredness.
Okay.
Same old story but with twins is the title. First paragraph. There is mercifully no singing in Twitches 2, but that's about the only brand signature missing from the latest addition to the Disney Channel collection.
Wow. Not mercifully. Somebody didn't like High School Musical.
No one understands aspirational tweenage like Disney, and in the Twitches films, no wish fulfillment scenario goes unexploited. In the first, simply Twitches, Harry Potter met the Patty Duke show as twins raised apart discovered each other, their talent for witchcraft, twin witches equal Twitches, get it? And a magical kingdom where they are princesses, who are also double Dutch champions and rock stars.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I mean after the princess part.
Oh.
Jump in, and Camp Rock could come out.
Oh, yeah. I loved Jump In, lest we discuss that again. And I loved Camp Rock, for the record. Again, I feel like you can't really shit on a movie that's for children and call it predictable and bad because it's for children.
Okay, you can shit on it and call it a movie can be predictable and good. Like, not every movie needs to be a surprise. You can know where things are going.
What?
But like, what movie is predictable and good?
Yeah.
Well, don't put me on the spot like this.
Sorry, Dan.
Come on.
I thought for sure you'd have an example.
I am totally blanking right now.
Okay, that's all right. We'll come back to this.
What is Singing in the Rain?
I guess, but that's older than dirt. Back then, was it predictable?
Okay. What's a recent
No, I'm just
movie
kidding.
that was
It's
predictable
okay.
and good?
Yes.
I cannot think of movies right now. My brain is empty.
I'll tell you what's predictable and good, even though it's a children's movie. Monster High.
Okay. No. Okay. One we just watched, The Sandlot.
We're back on this again.
Yeah. Okay. It's predictable and good. Rudy.
Okay.
Well, that's based on a true story, so I don't think that counts.
All right. Okay. I get it.
Glee, the whole show. I
Stop.
predicted everything.
Get her name out of your mouth. Get my wife's name out your mouth.
Likewise, the trademark Disneycratic blur of race, age, and socioeconomic factors doesn't play as well here as it has in other films. As refreshing as it is to see a mixed-race couple portrayed with no comment, it's unclear why the writer chose to make the Twitches 21. The Maoris could easily play 18, which makes more sense. Why would self-respecting 21-year-olds be living with Alex's mortal parents when they should be off in some scuzzy apartment coping with first jobs and fending off drunken boyfriends?
It's like this person's never met a rich person before.
And why did the writer bother to have the two girls raised under such different circumstances if it's not going to be used to any greater effect than having Alex speak sympathetically to a kitchen boy with eyes for Cameron? That's a good point.
True. Okay. I get it. Yeah. But I feel like I agree. I thought it was silly that they were 21. I feel like it probably has more to do with the fact that they wanted Tia and Tamara, but were worried that they couldn't play 18 anymore than anything else. Because Sister had ended at this point.
By 6 years or something.
Yeah, and they were playing teenagers on that show. And people probably thought, okay, nobody's going to believe them as teenagers if they haven't played teenagers in X teen years.
Mm-hmm. I guess. Also, I want to give credit. That review was written by Mary McNamara, who is the TV critic for the LA Times and the 2015 winner for the Pulitzer Prize for Criticism.
Okay, Mary, period. Good for her.
Right?
I applaud her. We love a strong woman.
Yes. The first time that I watched Twitches, like I said, was the premiere. And,
yes.
You know, I was 10.
Bay.
Of course I was into it. I watched it a couple times in the Halloweens since because
As you should.
yeah, what else was I doing? I would get home from trick or treating because I was 10, going on 11, so I was
Oh
still
my God.
trick or treating.
Yes.
I would trick or treat.
No shade. You
love
could be doing worse
trick-or-treating.
things. I am so pissed that I have to miss trick or treating this year, even though I love Veronica, my friend, who's having a baby shower. I am sad I'm missing trick or treating.
She's having a baby shower on Halloween.
I know. Can you believe?
Bad.
I got her a Halloween book.
Oh, that's kind of fun. I don't like. I would need to like stand out in front of my apartment building and give candy to passersby. Nobody's trick or treating throughout my building. There are
That's
like
fair.
3 kids here.
That's fair. You can fly into Milwaukee and come to my house, and we can do trick or treat here.
Wonderful. I'd love it.
Please do. I think it would
Did
be
you
fun.
ask that when you were buying it? Like, what's the typical like trick or treat
What's the turnout
number
for
that you
trick or
get
treat?
yearly?
I should have asked because at our last place, the turnout was insane. I had COVID, and I was sitting on the couch looking out the window because I had put some candy out. I made Gage had gotten sick at this point too. I had gotten excited and put candy in a bowl like earlier in the month. And so when the kids start coming around, I just like put gloves on and put a mask on and took the candy outside on the porch and like sat like a little creep and watched out the window. But I wanted to see all the costumes. And I was so sad. And then my mom brought me more candy because I ran out so fast, even though kids were being respectful and only taking like 1 or 2 pieces, probably because they saw me like looking out the window. But yeah, it was really depressing.
You didn't just have your window and screen open and throw the candy down to them and be
I
like,
should've.
Clorox it.
Throw it down. No, I didn't. I put it in a bucket and I watched because I didn't want to get anybody sick. I wasn't even like, I just had the kind of COVID where you had to be away from other people. I didn't feel that sick. I was like watching the Kardashians and sitting on my couch drinking a Gatorade because I had nothing else I could do.
Was this the second time you had COVID or the first time?
I've only had it one time.
Because I thought you had it a second time last winter.
Oh no, I had stomach flu last winter.
That was it.
It was very unfortunate.
Were kids trick-or-treating then?
No. You came
They
to my
weren't
house.
coming by in February?
You came to
January?
my house and
Yes.
I was on my deathbed.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, you want to do something for me?
And I
Great.
said, yes, I have the sign hanging up at my desk.
Wonderful. Does your coworker stare at it?
No, but he did ask me who it was from one time. He probably doesn't remember that. If he's listening to this episode, we'll have a conversation about it.
I just want him to know I'm thinking about him.
Hi, Wyatt.
Hi, Wyatt.
Okay.
I think about you nightly.
Oh, God.
You may notice, specifically you, Wyatt, and maybe everybody else listening, how little we've actually talked about the movie so far. And I bet you're wondering, why is that? I can answer it for you in 2 words. It sucks.
I was going to say it's bad, but that's true
It's
too.
Bad.
It's
This
so
is
bad.
all the bad parts of the first movie.
Worse.
Let's make them worse, and any of the good parts, let's get rid of those.
Okay, pause before we even start this. How far apart are these movies supposed to be?
I have no idea because it came out. I think it's supposed to be like a week.
Literally, they were making it sound like it literally happened a day later or something.
Yeah, but they're now in college, so there has to be like a year.
Well, it's like it was Halloween before, so presumably they should have been in school, but they weren't. So I'm thinking they probably took like some time off before going back to school because they didn't know what to do with what they wanted to do. / Alex couldn't afford it, which is fine. That's this. I'm making this up. This could be all entirely wrong. This is just my interpretation. And yeah, like, but if that's the case, would they be registering for like winter, like J term or spring term?
It's so not like it is. It's like fall weather.
Maybe it's like spring for where they are.
I don't know. Well, okay, their 21st birthday was a Halloween-themed birthday.
Because they're born
So I
on
assume-
Halloween.
Yeah. So, I would think this is like a year later.
That feels right. It just feels wrong to me that, like, it's been
There's
a week,
no
but
growth
suddenly they're.
between the two of them.
Well, I was gonna say suddenly they're going to school, and we don't know like why they weren't in school before. Well, Alex, we know.
Where
'cause
was
she
the
flat couldn't
admissions
afford it.
process? Why did they not show us
you
them
know.
writing their Common App?
It's because Cameron's daddy walked into the office and slipped some money into the dean's hand. Tell me I'm wrong.
Hey, that was one of the things that's so much worse about this movie than the previous one. We barely see her dad.
Period.
And he's
He
not
was a
in
star.
workout clothes. Give me
was
some
the
eye
star.
candy. I want something to
gawk
chew
at.
on with my deep baby blues.
Ew, that phrase made me want to shower. Thank you so much.
Congrats. I make sure that I keep everyone's hygiene going strong.
Thanks to you, my body will be clean after this podcast.
Okay, that makes it sound so much weirder.
That did sound weird. Sorry, Dan. I meant I was going to take a shower.
That makes it sound like we're doing like a cult bath.
Ew. No.
Thanks to you, my body and soul will be clean.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Thanks, cult leader Dan.
Dan, I feel like you'd accidentally start a cult.
No cult leaders are ever from the Midwest or have Midwest accents. I guess
No.
technically James Jones was from Indiana. I don't
don't
even
claim
know if I count
them.
Indiana as the Midwest.
No.
But he did not have like a hey there sort of accent. Like
I feel like nobody
weird.
would take like a Midwest cult person seriously because they'd be like
Now
saying
you all
something
need to
culty.
you all need to do a blood oath to me.
I'd be
Make
like-
sure that I can trust you, don't you know?
I'd be like, is this before or after we have a potluck? Like, what's the...
Yeah,
Anyway.
I know it snowed. You all don't need to be shoveling.
Mm-hmm.
We can get it done with 3 people. Having 14 people out there shoveling everyone else's sidewalks isn't going to get our cult job done.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Why did you all bring pot roasts?
Oh, I fucking love pot roast. Goddamn.
Okay, look. The
Let's
plot
talk about this
switches-
damn movie.
Whatever, their dad might be alive. He might
Yeah.
not be. He might be alive in the shadow world. That's what the mom is talking to his portrait about how much she misses him.
Did you think she's acting sus this movie? Because I did.
I thought she was 100% going to be the villain,
Me
like
too.
revealed at the end. So I guess
Me
that's
too.
not predictable. I just think she was not acting very well in this movie.
Yeah, she was just giving me, like, annoyed vibes this whole movie.
Yes. I wonder how many takes they did of these scenes.
Probably too many, because this woman seemed like, ugh, this again?
So the shadow waves at her. And then in the earth, Cameron makes a mess when she tries to put her dish in the dishwasher.
Being
She's
a
still-
teen witch is hard.
Yeah, it's really hard to be a teenager in your mid-20s.
It is.
As she
I'm still
is.
trying to do it.
Alex is living with them because she's going to Wizards of Waverly University.
Good for her.
And then Karsha and not my Ileana show up. And they're like, hey, we're getting married.
Did you
Also, your
think they were
mom
going to
wants
say
to
they're
see
having a
us.
baby? Because I was, like, expecting it. I thought they were married already. So I thought they were going to say, oh, we're having a baby. And I was going to be like, yay!
Oh, I was hoping they were going to announce, like, hey, we just got a great deal on a fixed-rate mortgage.
Oh, my God. Something to applaud. Truly.
Ooh. I saw a clip on Twitter of a scene from the Golden Girls where B. Arthur or whoever was saying something about how much she paid for her condo. And she was like, plus I got this at 7%, and I ain't giving that up for anything.
7's not that bad when you're looking
No,
at that
in
time.
the 80s, it was like 13% was the average.
But today, it's getting up to 7, and people are like, absolutely not. I could talk about this for forever.
Yeah, that's my mistake bringing it up with the real estate employee. So Alex doesn't want to go because she doesn't want to miss her first day of classes. Like a idiot.
It's hard for me to be annoyed with Alex because she has not had the same opportunities, so I can understand why she finally has the money to be able to go to school, even if it's like a community college or something. So I understand her not wanting to take that for granted.
I do too, but also, first day of class. What are you doing? You're getting your syllabus. What is she studying? English? Come on.
Weird that she didn't show up wearing like her cutest outfit and her best makeup, only to show up in sweatpants the rest of the semester. But
yeah, come on, be regular like the rest of us.
Be weird and annoyed with the world like I was in college.
And as she goes to class, she runs into a handsome boy,
a cutie
named
patootie,
Marcus, who is Cameron's ex-boyfriend. He was also giving me weird vibes.
Yeah, I was like waiting. Anybody could have been a villain at any moment.
He was like, "Where's my hug?"
You thought he was a "Where's my hug" dude?
I did, because he said something to her and she was like, "Oh," and then he stopped her and then said something else. He's like, "Now that's better." Shut up.
Okay, I don't like that. I don't like the
Yeah.
"now that's better." Ugh, that's yucky.
Now come here, baby girl.
Ew.
Cameron then goes into the Coventry dimension, and when she's there, the background of the Coventry dimension, to make you know that it's medieval, they have a bounce house in the background. I don't know if you noticed this, a tiny little bounce house.
I mean, that's where the queen goes to relax.
Yes. Come here, servants. Jump for me. She lays
I
down.
wish
and
to
goes
bounce.
Boing, boing, boing.
She does a popcorn thing where she's in a ball and she makes them pop her.
I wish that was my life. And when Cameron's there, she meets a handsome little boy named Dimitri.
Thought he was gonna be evil for sure.
Well, she thought he was a prince.
I mean, I would have probably thought he was a prince too if he's just walking around the castle being handsome like that.
Yeah. You're not allowed to be handsome and
Poor.
poor.
A handsome
so-
poor.
Alex and Cameron get clues that their father is alive and they need to believe in themselves. And Miranda thinks that Thanos is becoming powerful again because they didn't just slit his throat in the last movie like they should
Yeah,
have.
they should have just ended him respectfully.
Throw him off the side of the castle like he's a Super Mario 64.
Yee-hee! Right? Is that a Mario sound?
That is 100% a Mario sound.
Oh, thank God. I was nervous for a second that you were laughing because I didn't make the right sound.
Woohoo!
There we go.
So she wants them to use a vanquishing spell during an eclipse when their powers will be strongest because the sun and the moon are, crossing over each other. Also, skipped over this. Their mom showed them a gift that their dad had given her. It was a star.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I was being such an adult. I was being such an actually bitch for a second because I was like, actually, that's not what stars are like.
I know,
It's
right?
exploding.
That's
It'd be an
too
explosion.
small.
I was like, you guys should be sucked up in that thing right now.
Why are you all not burning? Come on.
Literally.
Let's make this realistic.
At least her hand should be engulfed in flame.
Oh, we can dream. So, Alex doesn't want to do it. They're like, no, we have to bring their dad back. He's in the Shadowlands. And she's the one that has the final sentence, and there's one to bring their dad and everybody else out of the Shadowlands and one to vanquish them. I don't care. They do the
They're
spell.
very similar.
Yeah. Cameron finishes it for her. And then the vanquishing spell is basically a giant fireball that bounces around to destroy the Shadowlands.
It was kind of scary.
Interesting. Scary. Bizarre. I don't...
You didn't
that
think it
the
was
scariest
scary?
part
What
of
if
the
it
movie.
hit
No, I
somebody?
did.
Okay. I was going to say.
I don't know if it hit somebody. Maybe it could give him superpowers. I don't know how this works. I stopped caring.
Dan.
I don't care. Whatever. They think Alex finds a way to bring their dad back from the Shadowlands. They cast a spell. Surprise! It's Thantos.
Nobody's surprised. No one is surprised, girly.
There has also been a shadow following them on Earth. It's their dad. He goes off to kill it. They go back to Earth. He takes the dad back to Coventry. They all get locked out. Until the previously powerless Dmitri. He pops up and he's like, I'll help you. I'll get you back in. How? Earlier, Miranda had taken everyone's magical powers away from them except for the royalty.
Which
There's
was
a lot. A lot there.
Yeah, I think we need to pause and address that. Miranda, I get it. You might have been acting out. Did you ever consider saying sorry? I mean,
it's too much.
We're just going to just jump right over the fact that she stripped everyone of their powers, I guess.
Yeah, that's a pretty unilateral decision that she made. And she's like,
And everybody's just like, it happens. And they're all like not fearing her. They're all like just still willing to help her.
I need to strip everyone of their eyes.
Oh, yes, you're right. I don't need to see anything for you, my majesty. Like, that's giving cult.
Yes. So, after they all go to fight Thantos, who is there, they help bring Aaron back. They beat him. I don't care. Whatever.
Now, I have a question off the bat.
Yes.
If Aaron was there all along, why didn't he do some fucking shit and pull his weight in the first movie?
Yeah, no, that's a good question.
Like,
That's a real good question.
he just sat on his little booty and watched everybody and did nothing. While his
He's
brother...
like, "Oops."
his brother was doing Claudius-type behavior, and he literally just let it happen.
Oops, I'm in the shadows.
Oops, I'm gonna let my brother sleep with my wife. Claudius.
So they kill him. They throw him down a portal. He's dead. I hope.
Classic.
Until Twitches 3. Twitchlet. No. Thritches?
Ew, that sounds too close to britches, and I don't like it.
You gotcha. Thritches in a twist? That's also not a saying.
No.
And then we go to Karsha and Ileana's wedding. Everyone's there.
I did not take inspiration from their horrible ass wedding.
Yeah.
Also, there's people like normies are there, and
Right? They
they're
don't know
just
these people.
Yeah,
It's bizarre.
the whole thing's weird.
And then at the end, they all chant "Go Twitches" at the end of the wedding, at the reception. Who does that?
I know. I'd be like, go Karsha and Ileana, go Karsha and Ileana. Like, it's their wedding day. Way to put it on yourself.
Yeah,
Make
what's
it
their
about
last
you.
name? Also, Karsha and Ileana.
Fairy.
I was gonna say McGlinty.
Oh,
That's
That's
he
better
took
than
her
mine.
last name,
I love that.
Ileana McGlinty.
She sounds very Irish.
Yeah. Well, do you know what Karsha's last name was?
No.
But no cigar.
Dear listener, I'm frowning.
I'm smiling because that is Twitch's 2.
We
It's
did
over. We're free.
We did it,
We
Joe.
vanquished it to the Shadowlands.
Phew. We did it, Joe.
I'm not gonna say that I don't check out of movies, because I do. I don't know if I've checked out of a movie quicker than I did with this.
I would agree. I was definitely checked out of this pretty fast. And usually I'm paying decent attention because I know we're going to talk about it and I want to make sure I like have things to say and I don't like, ignore plot points, but this was pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
This was like drank 10 mini shots of moonshine and then tried to walk to a restaurant. Rough.
It's yeah. There's not much. I'm gonna take that back. It's not that there's not much good to pull from this.
Mm-hmm.
There's not good to pull from this.
God damn. Kill him, Dan.
Bad. I'm putting this in the firmly in the bad category.
It's just so clearly for children. So many DCOMs, yes, they're so clearly for children, but they attract adults because there are aspects of them that are good. You know, like Halloween Town. I know a lot of people liked that one Zendaya one, Zapped or whatever. High School Musical. Even Camp Rock, with all of its faults, was enjoyable. Like, I remember my parents watched it with me.
Yes.
And listened to the songs with me. By force or by choice? Unclear. But they did.
By hook or by crook, they watched it.
Period.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of Disney Channel movies that I know did not do well or were well reviewed.
I mean, even Luck of the Irish is better than this, and that movie's old as fuck.
Hey,
am I
just
wrong?
because it's old doesn't mean it's not good. Luck of the Irish is great. You know, it's older than Luck of the Irish.
What?
Johnny Tsunami.
Oh, I love Johnny Tsunami.
The first
Johnny
Halloween
Capahala
Town.
back on board?
Brink.
Your favorite, Brink.
Yeah. This came out surrounded the year of Twitches 2 to give you the quality that came around it. There were 4 DCOMs that came out in 2007. Jump In.
Amazing.
The previously mentioned Johnny Capahala back on board.
Period.
High School Musical 2. The highest rated original premiere on cable ever.
Came out on my birthday.
Twitches 2.
Listen, I loved Johnny Tsunami, so I was waiting for Johnny Capahala back on board too. So those are some hard hitters for that year.
It is. I have no trivia for this.
Well,
There's nothing interesting.
great. Was it trivia that they spent slightly more money on CGI this film than they did on the last one?
They spent $26 million on CGI for this one.
Dear Lord. Everyone else was volunteer based. All the money went to CGI.
Oh my gosh. I'm just trying to, what would be interesting about this? They shot this movie over 12 days. They recast
That's kind of
Ileana.
interesting. Not interesting. That's a boo hiss. What's interesting is Tia and Tamara, I would say, were talented actresses. They were just handed such a poopy piece. You know?
Yes.
Like, this series was not a good adaptation.
No.
No.
Just truly nothing there. Would this movie, Twitches 2, be better, worse, or the same with Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
As Karsh?
Karsh?
Better. Side note, we didn't cover this. I didn't understand when the shadows would possess people. It didn't make sense to me. Because when they possessed Marcus, it felt like he was just more protective. And when it possessed the housekeeper, she was just weird.
Yeah. I don't know. It didn't make sense.
No.
It did not seem very well thought out.
No. But anyway, Jonathan Taylor Thomas as Karsh, better. I think he would be great. I think he would have
Jimmy
given
Stewart
as Karsh.
as anyone as
Also
Karsh?
Karsh.
Sure.
As
Also
Marcus.
better. Now that's better. Paul, did you really think opening an underwater portal was a good idea?
Literally.
I'm in. On a scale of 1 to 5, now that's better. What do you give it?
2.
Damn, that's high.
I'm being generous for nostalgia. Maybe 1. Probably 1, realistically.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 1. There's nothing here.
No. I can't even compare it to the first one because they're both bad in their own ways.
I'll compare it to the first one. I think the first one's better.
The first one is better. I'm comparing it to Sister Sister, which is wrong, but it's just, I'm comparing it to Tia and Tamara's other work. And I know they can do better because I loved that show.
Hey, Sister, that's fair. You can do that.
This
is a
it's
spiritual
like the same
successor.
plot line as Sister Sister, except in Sister Sister, they're both from like relatively normal households and none of them are witches.
Yeah. Anyway, we're done. We're free of the Twitches.
We did it.
But we're not free of teen witches.
No.
Because next week, we're going to be talking about the 1989 movie Teen Witch.
Woo! Not to be confused with
Which-
Sabrina, by the way.
No, very different. You may have seen Teen Witch on ABC Family.
Mm-hmm.
Or you may have seen a impromptu rap number. Or a remake of the impromptu rap number that people posted online.
I am truly very scared because I don't know anything about this.
Well, all you need to know is you gotta top that.
I'm terrified. Thank you so much.
If you want to find In Conclusion, we are on Facebook and Twitter at And In Conclusion, on Instagram at In Conclusion Podcast. We're also on Patreon at patreon.com/InConclusion. I am on Twitter at Dan O'Keefe86 and on TikTok at Not Dan O'Keefe. Anna, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at AutomusPrime818, or you can find me on Twitter at AutobotsRollOut, capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, and the O in Roll, and the O in Out are zeros. And you can follow my sweet little puppy dog, who I just posted a picture of her eating a zucchini, very cute, on Instagram at JesterThePup1017. I love her.
Beautiful. We will be back next week with Teen Witch.
Woohoo!
In the meantime, everybody stay safe, have fun, and go Twitches. Go Twitches.
Go Twitch. Oh, we stopped.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I know. People are like, I just want to hear about football. I was like, so we can't have fun.